Hello and welcome parents and carers. My name's Mr. Rigby and I am the Key Stage 2 Assistant Principal here at Blackfield Primary School, and we're really looking forward to welcoming your children into Year 3 with us. Whether you're currently at Blackfield or whether you're at Fawley, can't wait to have you join us in Key Stage 2. This is a quick video to go through some of the key details from the induction booklet that you would have received a month or so ago, and hopefully answer some of the questions that you may have. Okay, so firstly, want to just talk about our leadership team here at Blackfield. So hopefully everyone will know Mr. Sasso, our principal, and we also have Miss Sanderman, who is our vice principal, and she has been on maternity leave but will be back with us come September. So children in Year 2 will already know Mrs. Brackley, who is our assistant principal for the infant school, and also Mrs. Brown, our school Senko, who will look after any children who might have additional needs or need additional support whilst they're with us at Blackfield. And then, of course, myself, Mr. Rigby, as the assistant principal for the juniors, looking after years 3, 4, 5 and 6. So this is our leadership team for next year, but of course you'll also want to know which class teachers your children will have as well. So I'm pleased to announce that the Year 3 team for next year will be Mrs. Suter as class teacher and also Miss Bundy. Miss Bundy and Miss Suter have taught across the school, and Miss Bundy has also taught in Year 3 as well, as has Mrs. Suter taught classes as well. So two really experienced teachers who I know are really excited about meeting your children in the coming weeks and working with them next year. Just want to talk briefly about our school values. So in the Key Stage 2, our school values remain exactly the same, and those are the Inspire values. So your children will be really familiar with these already, and they will carry on through their learning journey here at Blackfield in the juniors. One thing that might be slightly different if you have a child who's coming from Fawley is that we have our school learning behaviours: thinking, creativity, collaboration, emotional intelligence, independence and spirituality. And these are taught through our projects that we have at Blackfield, the integrated learning units. So children will be taught how to be creative, how they can improve their independence, how they can work together as part of a team, and the projects that they do will build in opportunities to develop these skills. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about learning. I would like to talk about our parent partnerships. So we recognise at Blackfield that these are really important, and you guys do such an amazing job at supporting and helping your children grow, not only within their schoolwork, but also at home as well. So we recognise that communication is really important, and please come and speak to us if you've got any questions, either through Class Dojo, at the gate, or via our admin team. We're always here and want to make sure we can help and support you, and for you to be able to support us as well. So we have a really strong pastoral team at Blackfield. So if you do feel that you might need some additional support with your child, perhaps for any sleeping issues or behaviour issues at home, anything around online safety, please just reach out to us, and we will be able to try and put you in contact with the right person to be able to support with those things. Also, we really value as I said before, we really value your support in terms of supporting your children to learn, and we will ask that you continue to support your children with helping them with their home learning. It might be that you are able to offer your services as a parent reader, or perhaps attending and helping out at clubs or competitions. Those are really important things, and we really value those at Blackfield. So if you are able to try and support with those, then please just let us know. And that includes just helping children follow the school rules and making sure that children are showing good behaviour and are recognising when they've done things really well and when they've made perhaps poor choices, and that we need your support just to remind them of those expectations. Okay, great. So our integrated learning units, as I said, they will carry on into Year 3, and there's some really exciting projects that take place in Year 3. They'll get to experience visiting with some animals. This is some bits from Year 6 here. The year threes have been doing some work with the Romans this year, and also they've been going out on lots of walks and visits around. I don't want to give too much away, but they have such a wonderful time in year three doing some really interesting projects. And I know that our current year threes have absolutely loved their activities and lessons that they've been doing. So I'm really excited about the children coming up and experiencing those projects and learning all the things that they can do in those. They'll still have their hooks at the beginning of the projects, which will guide them towards exciting outcomes at the end. And many of those will be parent outcomes as well. We always try to link our projects to meaningful experiences, whether that's a visitor coming in, perhaps the children going out on a trip, perhaps an interesting object that they find, which they'll need to use during the project. All of these things we recognise really motivate children to want to learn. And I know that the year three projects have some fantastic opportunities for that. Alongside those, and I guess underpinned really, are the learning behaviours for each project. So for each project, they'll have 2 learning behaviours. It might be thinking, might be collaboration, might be independence. And those learning behaviours drive the project and help children to build those key skills which they need throughout their learning journey and into later life as well. So, big part of our integrated learning units is reading. Of course, that's something that we're really passionate about at Blackfield, and we know it's such an important part of their learning journey. In year three, children will be given 2 main texts to take home and read. So they'll have their instructional texts, which are what we call our learn to read. So they'll be pitched at the right reading ability for your child. And they need to take them home and they can read those every day. Ideally, we want children to be reading about 4 times a week, but if the more they can read, the better. And that can look like children reading to you, you reading to your children, looking at different picture books, answering questions about the books and the text and pictures in the text, all really important parts of their reading journey. And we encourage them to do that as much as possible. And alongside their learn to read book, children will also have their love to read book too. And that's a book from our libraries, and they can choose to read that for pleasure. And that can be any book of their choosing. So we just mentioned reading. Part of that would be our home learning. So as I said, children, we would like to try and read about 4 times a week, and they will have a reading challenge which they can get signed to show what they've been reading and how many pages they've done. Alongside that, we want children to use the Times Table Rockstars program, which can help them to practice their times tables. And also children will be set weekly spellings on Spelling Shed, which they can practice as well. And there'll be competitions within the school to see how well they can get on with those. And also that will build to their home learning points, which can then equal wristbands for our free books at Blackfield as well from the vending machine. So typical school day in the juniors, it's a little bit different. You can see that the school day extends on slightly. So children can arrive from school from 8:20 a.m. in the morning, then they'll have their registration. Most children will then go into reading, and that might be still phonics, or it might be their usual reading workshop lessons. Then they'll either have a writing lesson or a maths lesson, and then it'll be break. After break, they'll have their either writing lesson or maths lesson, and then it's lunchtime. And after lunch, there'll be a mixture of activities that they'll be doing. So it might be it's a history lesson or a PE lesson or music, all those additional project subjects that we do. And then towards the end of the day, we will often have an assembly or time to meet as a class and do a class discussion or a story. So you can see there that at the end of the day, children will be finishing at 3:25. I should say in the morning, they'll come through the blue gates at the front of the school. And then at the end of the day, they will be leaving either out of the same gates or if they're in one of the year 3 classrooms in the Scholar block, which is the where the infants playground is, they may leave from there. And we'll let you know that come September. So school rules at Blackfield, they'll remain the same as they are in the current year 2 at Blackfield. So being kind, being safe and doing your best. And of course, we encourage all of our children to follow those school rules so that they can have a really successful time both within the school and out at playtimes and lunchtimes as well. So in the juniors, we really want to focus on the positives as much as we do in our infants as well. So I've just listed some of the things that we do to share with the children and to really promote that hard work and instill that motivation within them. So we have our VIP certificates and tea parties where children can be recognised weekly. One child is nominated to for their amazing work that they've done that week, linked to our Inspire values. We will be sending out postcards to children who've worked really hard and shown our school values. We have our kindness awards for children who are being kind around the school. New this year are our Blackfield Rules Awards. So that's where children have been really following our school rules and we want to recognise that. And of course our Learning Behaviour Awards, and that will be where children have been showing perhaps a certain learning behaviour really well that week, and teachers and LSAs want to recognise children for that. Once a term, we have our Principals Awards, where children will go out and do something special if they've really championed all of those school values that term, and our free books from the vending machine as well. So we want to try and award as much free books as possible so that children can have more and more to read. There's many more things as well, including Class Dojo messages, but we really want to keep promoting and praising children's behaviour and their efforts within school. And these are some of the ways that we do that. You can see here our previous winners of the Principals Award who have gone out to Moores Valley, which is a really exciting day for them as well. Okay, a quick note on attendance. So this will be the same as it has previously been. So it's a policy which is adopted by all the schools within Hampshire. So if your child is going to be absent, then please make sure you telephone the office on the day so they let us to know that they're going to be absent and for their reason why. Holidays won't be able to be authorised unless it's in exceptional circumstances. So any holidays during term time, please make sure that you let us know, but they often won't be authorised. Any latenesses, it will be marked after the close of register, and if children are late on a regular basis, then this will be marked as unauthorised. Please, if you've got any concerns about getting your children into school on time, or you've got any concerns around attendance, then please let us know and we can work with you to try and find solutions to make sure that children are in school and they're in school on time. Okay, so communications. Of course, you'll be familiar with Class Dojo already and messaging us through that. We'll have our monthly newsletter that will go out on our website, and it will also be posted on our social media channels as well. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, and we'll be updating regular photos of what's been going on with our projects around the schools. So please keep an eye out for those. And of course, Class Dojo is the main place that you can follow along with what your class are doing, where they'll post their weekly photos so you can see what's been happening within your child's class. Within Key Stage 2, we have a whole range of clubs that take place. That's both led by class teachers and also by Mr. Hungerford, our sports teacher. You can see some of the options that we have here on the screen, and each term we'll send out a list to parents so you can see what clubs are on offer that term, and you can sign up via Arbor for those. Please make sure that if your child cannot attend a club for any reason that week, that you've let the office know so that we can make sure that child goes home at the normal time. Otherwise, we'll end up holding on to the children if we don't know why they can't go home. If clubs do need to be cancelled for any reason, then we will email that out via Arbor. Now, children will have the opportunity to go and take part in music lessons within Year 3 with our music teachers. However, if children would also like to take part in individual lessons, then that is something that we can still offer at Blackfield as well, whether that's drums, piano, guitar, ukulele, and more instruments as well. if you're interested in taking part in individual music lessons, then please let us know and we can provide information with some of the options that we can do here at Blackfield. We also have our own Blackfield rock band, and loads of children I know love getting involved in that. So if your child is keen to get involved in the Blackfield rock band, then we'll sort of talk about a bit more about those details in September, and children can get involved in those as well. So Cookie is our cook here at Blackfield, and she does an amazing job with her team at providing a range of meals for children. And if you've got any concerns around dietary requirements, or you think dietary requirements have changed for your child, please just let us know, and Cookie will work with them to find a solution to make sure that they have food that they're happy to eat. The price for school meals from September will be £2.85 a day, and they can be made payable via Arva in your usual payment way. If your child would like your child to have school milk, that's absolutely fine. I believe the price is £18 a term for school milk. So please just let the office know if that's something you'd like your child to sign up to. Now, year 3 have a whole range of trips that they'll take part on. And one of the really lovely trips that they get to do is go to Fernycrofts. So currently we're booking Fernycrofts trip in, and that will be taking part as part of a day trip. So there isn't a residential in year 3. However, they will be going on a range of day trips, one of which will be to Stonehenge. One of them will be to various religious sites, and of course our trip to Fernycrofts as well, which is a really lovely experience for them. They get to do a wild walk, they get to take part in lots of different activities on site as well, and they have a lovely time. So please look out for details of those trips coming up in due course. And in September, you should receive a letter which will show you some of the trips and the prices and the dates of when these trips will be taking place. Quick note on uniform. So we'll carry on with the same uniform as we do in the infants at Blackfield going into the juniors. So that's going to be a blue jumper and a blue polo top, or white polo top would also be fine. Black shoes and stud earring piercings if children want to wear earrings. For PE days, they'll need to wear their house colour t-shirt. So if children are coming from Forley, then they will be given a new house colour. So we'll know what t-shirt you will need to wear. And that information will be provided to you at the children's picnic, and their children will know what house colour they are. So they'll need their colour t-shirt and then shorts or jogger bottoms. And if it's cold, then they need to wear their school jumper on their PE day. And of course, they can bring a coat as well if they need to. School kit provide our school uniforms. So if you do need to access school kit to get hold of that, then we do have letters available in the office to order uniform through them. Okay, our house colours in the juniors at Blackfield will remain the same as they are in the infants. So we've got the red squirrels, the green hedgehogs, the yellow foxes, and the blue badgers. So when you come to the children's picnic, if you don't already know your child's house colour, then your child will be assigned a house colour, and that will be the colour top that they'll need to wear for their PE sessions, and then any sporting events that they take part in during the year as well. Okay, a quick note on contacting us. So if you have any questions or concerns that you want to raise with us at Blackfield, then in the first instance, please reach out to your child's class teacher. And that can be via Class Dojo if you need to speak with us, or reaching out to the office, who can let the teacher know to make contact with you. If there's still a question or concern that you haven't been able to answer through class teacher, then that will be passed on to myself as assistant principal. If it goes on past that, I'll pass that information up to Miss Sanderman, who will be able to support you. And then finally, if it cannot be resolved with Miss Sanderman, then Mr. Sasso will take a look at your question or concern. But as I said, in the first instance, the majority of questions can be answered by your child's class teacher, as they know what's going on a day-to-day basis and will have the most up-to-date information. But that's just a quick kind of order of if you want to speak to myself. In most cases, it will need to go first through class teacher and then on to myself if needed. Now, I spoke earlier about how parents and carers can support us at Blackfield, and one of the ways which we really need support with is through our Parent Teacher Association. So, our Friends of Blackfield, who meet once a term to organise a range of trips and events that happen here at Blackfield, they do some fantastic work, and our Key Stage 2 playground has just had being finished built our brand new climbing frame equipment. And you can see in the picture here us having a grand opening last month. And that all of that money has been raised through our Friends of Blackfield over the years. And we really need your support. So if you're able to help out at our discos or our winter or summer fairs, selling with refreshments and cake sales, this is such an important part of our school, and we need to raise those funds to help us. So if you are able to support us, please just let us know. We'll be doing a range of sort of recruitment events at the children's picnic. Alex, our chair of the Friends of Blackfield, will be there. So if you're able to get involved, then please do speak to her, and we can get you some information about that. Okay, I've had a couple of final questions that might be worth just sharing with yourselves. So, when will we know my child's class teacher and who is in their class? So, we will be able to provide that information to you at the children's picnic, which will be in a few weeks' time. So, when children arrive, they'll know on those days which class teacher they will be with, and we will share that probably in a letter with you the day before the children's picnic so that they know where they'll be going. Another question that comes up often is, will my child stay with their current class? So each year we review the current cohort and we make a decision as to whether we feel that the classes may mix. At the moment, this is something that we're still thinking about, and it may well be that children do mix up. So some children will still stay with some of the children in the current class, but we may well mix up the classes. If that is a decision that we do make, we will share that with you in due course, and children will know who they're with. If we do mix classes, we will always ask the children who are some of their friends that they would like to be with, and we will always guarantee that they will be with at least one of the friends that they have requested to be with. Many schools mix up children within their classes each year. It's a very common thing to do, and whilst we often do try to keep the classes together, sometimes for a range of reasons we do end up mixing classes. So we will let you know regarding that in due course. Okay, well, that's all from me. I hope that's been a helpful video to go through and see some of the key information from the transition induction booklet. Just a few important dates for your diary. So next week we have the Year 3 Children's Picnic. Please note that the time for this event has changed just half an hour earlier to ensure that parents can collect their children and then come straight into the picnic. So the Year 3 picnic will be from 3:30 till 4:30 next Thursday. We've then got the week after our two full transition days on the 4th and 5th of July, where children will need to come to Blackfield where the gates open at 8:20 and they can come on through, and we'll be meeting your children there ready to start those days. And then the first day back in September will be on Wednesday the 4th. Okay, I hope that's helpful. That's all from me, Mr. Igby. I'm looking forward to seeing your children very soon. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.